What's up, y'all? Welcome to LaVidaRosa. I'm your host, Pinky. Today we're gonna be talking about straightening your hair. I don't know what to call it. We're gonna call this semi-straight hair because we can't call it just straight. Because when I think of straight, I think of bone straight, like boom. This is semi-straight. Okay, this ain't all the way straight. This is sort of like how Rudy from the Cosby Show hair used to be from time to time. But yeah, it's almost like a blowout, but it's a little bit straighter than a blowout. You see, it's a little bit straighter than a blowout. So I'm gonna call it semi-straight. Okay, if y'all know the proper term, or if there is a proper term, let me know down below, but I just don't know what it is. So I'm gonna call it semi-straight for now. Okay, so there are a few things I do to prepare my hair before I even flat iron it. I would say in the 2 weeks before you decide to straighten your hair, do a hot oil treatment, do a deep conditioning, do a protein treatment, do a couple of those the weeks before you decide to straighten your hair, just to build it up and make it strong enough to be able to handle the wear and tear of what you're about to do. Whenever I wash my hair the day of straightening my hair, I always use this, and it's Infra Treatment, and this is going to protect your hair. It's going to build your hair up. It's going to make it strong. It is a thermal protective treatment. This is what this is made for. It's going to fight against that heat for you, especially if your hair has never been straightened before. You're going to want to make sure your hair is strong enough to handle the heat you're going to put on it. And I know this is all sounding like a lot of extra stuff. If after you wash your hair feels rough, I would not flat iron it. I would not straighten it. I wouldn't put any heat on it. You want your hair to feel healthy before you flat iron it. You don't want to do it on dry, brittle hair. Make sure your hair is soft and healthy before you flat iron it. So after you do the treatment, I know you're gonna immediately want to blow dry your hair, but what I do before I blow dry my hair is take a towel and keep my hair wrapped up in a towel for like 10-15 minutes after I wash my hair. When you are blow drying straight up wet hair, it's easier to break off, especially if you're using a comb, and you're gonna need a comb to blow dry your hair, especially if you're gonna straighten it. So I say let it dry a little bit. I'm not saying let it completely dry. When I do decide to blow dry my hair, I use the heat protectant. I know a lot of people use oil. I used to use oil too, but I did a little research on oil, and it's not the best thing to put on your hair when you're putting heat on it, because you're kind of cooking your hair a little bit. So it's best to use a silicone based serum. Even if you do decide to use oil, I would use a silicone based serum with it, like rub it together and put it through your hair before you blow dry it, just to have some protection. It doesn't really drag on your hair as much. With oil, it's kind of easy to get caught up and just really you know, pull on your hair, and that's not good. When you're drying your hair, make sure it's on the lowest setting possible. I'm not saying dry your hair with the cool, but put it on low. I know it's gonna take the longest to dry it. Believe me, I know it's gonna take forever, but it's gonna be the most healthy for your hair. Like what's the extra 10-15 minutes in the scheme of things? Like, just take your time, section by section, and just blow dry it thoroughly. You want to make sure your hair is fully dry before you put any more heat on it. Before you flat iron your hair, you want to make sure your flat iron is good and clean. Whenever you tend to flat iron your hair, there's always like buildup or hair left on there. Make sure you clean your flat iron really good, because that can also cause you to drag on your hair and break off some of your hair. So make sure it's clean. You want to use a flat iron that you can control the temperature. This is important because some flat irons you can't control the temperature, and yes, they'll let you know how hot it gets, but you're really not sure for sure how hot it's really getting. Don't let it get any hotter than 450. Actually, I wouldn't even get close to 450, because at 451 your hair burns. I usually flat iron my hair at 400-ish, maybe a little bit less, because I don't want to get close to 450. I don't want to risk burning my hair at all. I don't want to risk having heat damage. I don't want to risk any of that. I've never experienced heat damage. Knock on wood. I've never experienced it. I hope I never do. So when you're flat ironing your hair, the goal is to only pass through it once. Sometimes you'll have to pass through it more than once, but the goal is to pass through it once. So once, twice. You don't want to really get into 3, 4 because that's more stress you're adding to your hair. So really your goal is trying to pass through it once. First, you'll divide your hair into sections. Then you'll take your comb, you'll take your flat iron, and you'll go through like that. You know, if you don't get on the first try to get on the second try. Try not to do more than one. That's the goal. For this, I didn't even use that much heat. I probably used 350. I didn't really want it bone straight. And so yeah, after that you should have, you know, some straight, pretty natural hair. Try not to flat iron it again. Try to keep it, you know, straight. Maybe wrap it up at night. You could do curls. You could do flexi rods, you could do rollers. Just try not to put any more heat on it. So once I'm done wearing my hair in this state, when I wash my hair next, I'm gonna do a protein treatment just so my hair can snap back. So if you do happen to wash your hair and your hair does not revert, you can try to put apple cider vinegar on there. I heard that helps it snap back. Even if it doesn't snap back immediately, try using apple cider vinegar over a period of time. I heard that it helps it revert back. Most of the time if you have heat damage, that's all she wrote. That's why I'm trying to help you. So if you plan on straightening your hair yourself, I would take all the precautions necessary. If this is your first time ever getting your hair straightened, I would recommend going to a professional, preferably someone who works with natural hair all the time, someone you know that knows how to work with natural hair. Just because someone is a beautician, that doesn't mean they know how to straighten natural hair without damaging it. But if you've straightened your hair before and you feel like you know what you're doing, I would make sure I would follow all of these steps before I would try to even do my own thing on my hair. My voice has been trying to choke me up this whole video, so I'm gonna end it right here. I hope this can help you guys decide whether you want to straighten your hair or not. So yeah guys, I'll talk to you later. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll check you out in the next video.